The Flexy Friday episode coming at you guys
Flexy.
with special guest.
Flexy Friday.
Flexy Birds with Hannah.
Flexy Friday. You gotta flex.
Frickin'
flex.
3, 2.
Gosh.
Rope climbs.
Well, I did 6.
Today? 6 in a row?
Yeah.
6 rope climbs. I thought it was 3.
I did 3 and then I did 6 and then I did 3 again.
Dang. 6 rope climbs.
You know what it is? Getting a girl.
Frick. Right on. Just gonna have her,
Flexy Bro,
we're both gonna
special
share a
guest.
little bit.
With
Have
Flexy
her
and Hannah.
tune in a little bit
That's not right.
this evening.
You can't
about...
talk when I'm talking. I was talking.
I'm talking now.
Okay, go ahead.
Go. Alright. So, just gonna ask a few questions, some fun ones, some deep and personal. No, no.
Can I do the first question?
No, it's your wife. I have to ask you the first question.
Can I ask you the first question?
Oh, okay. Alright.
Are we jumping into the questions now?
Yep,
Wait,
questions,
pause.
go.
Is the baby still asleep?
I'm sure it's just.
Yeah, he's passed out.
Okay.
Yeah, first question. Yeah, stauffer. If you had an elephant.
This was last year. That's
This is for me. I want to
this
ask
is
you.
last
'cause
week's
I'm
question.
I'm interested in
This-
your answer. 'Cause this is a
You
good
can't
one.
steal last week's question.
I can.
Wait, did
You had
you
an
watch that
elephant.
video? The
Yeah.
whole thing?
Yeah, because I'm totally committed to you guys.
Dang.
If you had an elephant and you couldn't get rid of
All
it,
the support right here.
if you could not get rid of the elephant that you have, what would you do with it?
I'll probably ride it and pet it and let Jordan play with it. Train it to love Jordan. And protect him.
Protect Jordan.
Yeah. And then my grandma loves elephants, and so I'd probably take it to her
This
house.
video
Leave it
on social
at grandma's
media.
house.
This video is social media. There's this guy with his elephant, and he gets him to like throw him up, and like he does like flips, and like dunks a basketball and everything. Like,
Oh, I saw
Elephant
that.
does flips?
no, you like
That's
jump-
the grandma
Jesus.
guy.
Is it
The guy with the grandma?
the granny?
Oh, yeah.
Gangster
And
grandma?
he like the elephant uses his trunk
So
and like
funny.
he, like jumps off the elephant and like slam dunks basketball. It's pretty fun.
Who you guys voting for?
Alright, second
Right,
question.
on the side
What?
note, who you guys voting for in the CrossFit Games?
Tia Clumy. Tia Toomey. Not Tia Claire Toomey. There we go.
Tia Claire for women.
For women.
For women?
And for okay, so for women.
And for men, I vote Patrick Vellner. All the way. I love Patrick
I'm going
Vellner.
for an upset. I'm going for Pierce. Katie Pierce.
Really?
Kristen Pierce.
Christian Pierce. Okay.
Kristen, not Christian.
Kristen.
Tia Toomey,
And
Matt Frazier.
No,
What?
I'm going for upset.
I
Yeah.
do
You don't,
love
you don't actually.
I do love
Smith.
Matt Fraser.
Smith, I thought you said
I
Smith
will-
is out.
He's a beast.
He's my
What?
second.
You said he's got cut.
I just love Patrick Vellner because he's just
Chandler
like
Smith?
Oh,
No,
Chandler
Ben.
Smith.
Yeah, Chandler Smith, not Ben Smith. He's out. Super good champ though.
I just
Matt
love,
Frazier. I want Matt Frazier
I
to
just
crush.
love Patrick Vellner's personality.
You don't even know him.
So
So hairy.
So is
You
Matt
gotta
He's
Frazier.
shaved. I know, you got shaved. I'm saying. What?
Nothing. Okay, and then for a team, obviously we're all voting for.
Mayhem Freedom.
Damn, freedom.
That's right.
Always.
With Mr. Rich
Beast.
Froning himself and the other crew that nobody ever talks about, so I don't know what their names are. I'm sorry, guys. The announcers never say anybody else's name except for Rich
And-
Froning.
That's true.
Anyway,
That's
carry
right.
on. Drell, you got a question for
Alright,
Hannah?
second question. If you have the option,
Are we
car,
asking?
room, desk, what do you clean first?
Oh, a room.
Bedroom?
Why?
Yeah.
Because that's where you spend your time. So like,
In a
I don't
bedroom?
spend that much time in my car, and like I do spend a lot of time in my car, but it's like not my top priority. If you've ever been in my car, to clean it. A desk, I never see my desk ever, except when I go in to get Jordan's clothes. And a bedroom is where you are first wake up and where you first go to sleep, and so that's how you're gonna start your day. So
Ooh.
There you go. Start your
Beast
day off
mode.
right.
Discipline equals freedom.
Start off on the right side of the bed, or else you're done. Alright, third question.
I can't drink.
When did you start, when did you start working out in general? Not necessarily CrossFit.
Fitness journey.
And then we'll get into CrossFit. Yeah, fitness journey.
Fitness and health journey, where'd you start?
really
for you?
fast. I don't remember.
There you have it.
I ran some with my sister growing up, and I was a really bad runner, and I was always really behind her.
competition.
Like in high
So,
school?
yeah, I wasn't necessarily in the best shape. I did dance. That put me in really good flexibility shape and better shape than I was in. I went to Bible college, and that's where I got into more of like CrossFit style workouts. And then, so then I started to really enjoy fitness and really enjoy the way I felt during it. The summer after that, the summer before Caleb and I, well, the summer Caleb and I kind of started dating, I got into running a lot and I loved it. And I got really sick right before that summer, and so if I ran, I wasn't sick, and so it was an equal amount. So I
And you
really
started going to the gym because I was there, and you'd like check me out while I was working out.
no, it was everything.
Yeah, that was like.
When
Remember that one time?
I came
Kate
one
was
time
over.
to the gym.
And Kate was like, the only reason you're going to the gym is because Caleb's going to be working out.
Really? I don't remember that.
This
You
spot.
are nice to look at, though.
Anyway, sorry.
Check it out.
So long story longer. I started kind of thinking about what I was eating the summer we were dating, or not the summer, the school year we were dating, which was 2016 and 2017. Yep. And so I started changing the way I was eating, being more consistent in the gym. I had a gym partner back in my hometown, and we did I would do different classes twice a week, and then we would just work out in the gym. And she had a personal trainer, and I just followed her. I just piggybacked on that one. So,
Nice.
um,
That's what we do.
then the further along we got, the more I love the feeling of it. I love the pushing. I love the competition. And so,
Love being a badass.
And so, because of some stomach issues I've had and I have to, depending on the days, I watch what I eat really well. I like ice cream, so that's not what I watch eat. I like cookie dough, so I just like. But
Cool.
then, this last year, all through my pregnancy, I felt amazing when I would work out. It was really fun for me, along with
Were you working out
driving.
consistently during your pregnancy?
Yes, I worked out 5 to 6 days a week during my pregnancy.
Nice.
Getting after it.
Getting after it.
And-
While being pregnant,
100%,
you have no excuse.
it's completely worth it because my recovery, and I put it a lot on, I would say 75% of it is because I was super active during my pregnancy, that my recovery was night and day different. I had a fantastic birth as well, but so that's where it all
now
began.
you're
Now
CrossFit.
I started CrossFit when I was
CrossFit Games 2000.
24.
6 weeks postpartum. I went back in doing the Murph. Bad idea, but it was fun. It was
Good
rough
workout.
on my body.
That's a rough one to get
But-
into.
So-
I started CrossFit 6 weeks when Jordan was 16.
So, question within that: how's your body now after doing CrossFit? Like with your stomach issues and stuff, is it still have problems?
Oh,
Like eating?
I thought you were talking about my zipper.
Oh,
Moms don't know what I'm talking
not
about.
mom.
We don't know what you're talking
A zipper, so when you're pregnant,
Yeah.
your abs separate,
about.
and
It's
then you are healing, and the zipper is when your abs are going back together, and they're zipped all the way shut, and right now they're not quite.
That's a free one for you.
There
You
you go.
don't know what that
Bonus.
meant.
There you
We
go.
just learned
That was-
something today.
You're welcome, everyone.
We just learned something.
Okay, what was your question?
So
Anyway.
now being into CrossFit, like before your pregnancy, you said with like eating your stomach and
Mhm.
feeling weird, like you still have that, or is it like better, or is it the same?
It's off and on. I'm still there's something still that's upsetting my stomach, and I don't know what that is. I'm trying to narrow that down. It's a food of some sort. It's also related to stress for me, which is why the gym is helpful, is because it releases a lot of different hormones, as well as it's a very good stress reliever for me. And so therefore, when I'm working out, then that relieves a lot of stress, therefore I'm not as stressed at home. So
That's right. That's exactly right.
Quick little thing is that, shout out to Rich Fernie, had this word on the podcast, is that working out and going to the gym should not be an added stress. It should be a stress reliever or
That's right.
some type of benefit. It shouldn't be an added stress. So if it's adding stress to your life, gotta readjust your workouts.
Yeah, because a lot of times it'll add stress because you're like, oh my goodness, when am I going to get this in? I gotta do this, and I don't have time, blah, blah, blah. Readjust, like Jarrell said.
And we're also an odd family. Like,
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
spend, like today I spent 4 hours in our gym. Not
Well,
working out the entire time.
I'm not
but
telling
we're
people, yeah. I mean, you don't need to be like, you don't need to be doing like what
Don't
we're
need to be
doing.
doing that. We're just like weird. And the
We
unique.
Yeah,
enjoy
right.
it. It's a hobby.
Different priorities,
Different priorities.
different path where the Lord's leading us. So
That's true.
Let's get into it.
get right into it. So the question that we're
Of
gonna
the
kind
week,
of throw out
this
there.
question came out 2 weeks ago.
Topic.
Who's watching?
This topic.
I
don't know.
That's stuff. What up, brother?
What up, brother? 2 weeks ago,
Tight.
we had a question, and we did not feel qualified to answer this question by just Jarrell and I, the Flexy Bros. We had to bring a professional
Professional from the outside.
from women's perspective because more of what, and it doesn't all, I mean, not all of it's just women's side. And we'll kind of bring in the guy's side, but we need to bring the women's perspective and thought process. So the question is, drum roll.
How do you approach modesty in the gym as a fitness professional or just working out in the gym?
As an athlete,
As an
how do you
So,
balance
yeah.
and stay modest as an athlete? Because I would say this question is not just for CrossFit; it's for athletes
Yeah.
all around when they're anything they have to do with being an athlete.
Yeah. And as believers, like, you know, just with that mindset of like wanting to glorify the Lord and like, yeah, the whole thing of modesty. So that's what we're gonna kind of try and tackle. It's gonna be our perspective, Hannah's opinion or take on it. You can take it for what it's worth, take it with a grain of salt. Hopefully it encourages you and gets you something to think about. And so yeah, we're gonna let Hannah explain, and we'll kind of give our opinions too with it, maybe.
A little bit of
See how
conversation.
it goes. So
I'm actually interested.
if you guys want to input too, just feel free to comment. You know, just feedback with us. So
So, my opinion will be based on growing up. And it was interesting to watch even my mom's, from what I thought she changed throughout, and she would say she has as well. And so it's, in my opinion, modesty is, along with your fitness or just your lifestyle, is a growing and a continual changing new journey. Because in my experience, which isn't a lot, is modesty is viewed differently to everybody. So what might be modest to one person might not be considered modest to another person. And if you're also working with young women that are in the secular world, their idea of modesty is, when you say you have to be modest, guarantee the first thing they think of is like turtlenecks and long skirts. And where that might be modest to one person.
I'm gonna butt in real
Yes.
quick. Is that the thought process that goes through your head when someone says modesty?
Yeah, it was. It isn't now.
Sure.
Now I have a different opinion.
Sure.
And so, not saying that is bad at all,
Right.
but for a young high school girl, that might not be an attainable thought, and it's just really hard. And then for me, growing up, like, modesty, in my opinion, was like, oh, or how we were raised. You know, you don't wear bikinis, you don't wear shorts that go past your fingertips, you don't wear shirts that show your cleavage, things like that. To where even those things have changed slightly.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my opinion, modesty first is the way that you present yourself to the world in your mind first. So if I put something on and I am looking at it and I'm going to carry myself in a way that is going to be provocative or to entice someone besides my husband, that would be immodest. Whether that be a dress, a skirt, shorts, a bikini, whatever it is, that would be my personal opinion. Because I follow that fact up with, I have, if you put a girl in a pair of high heels, she will carry herself differently than the way you put her in flip-flops.
Sure.
If you put a girl in a sexy pair of underclothings, she's going to carry herself differently than if she's just wearing the average
Sure.
underneaths.
So kind of, but in kind of what you're getting at is modesty. A lot has to do with the way someone carries himself more than what they're wearing.
True.
Is that what you're
That's
saying?
that's what I would
Sure.
say. And it's different because I definitely hit really on one side of it for a while because I would get angry that the girls would get blamed for everything. Like, it's
Nice.
Come on, cowboy.
A little warm there, buddy.
Found it.
Hey, there you
woo,
go.
winning. Yeah, so like girls would get pinpointed for anything that was considered immodest. Like they might wear, no matter what they're wearing, it's not on the men's side. So I got very, I don't follow rules very well, and so I would just get really upset at that and be like, why am I held responsible for everyone else's thoughts? Which in one turn you are held responsible for the way you act and dress. On the other hand, if I am dressing correctly and acting correctly, yet the average Joe still can take off my clothes no matter what with his eyes, that's not on me. So that was a hard twist.
Yeah.
That was a rabbit trail. And so, but my example would be, I know a gal that I work out with in the gym, and she wears booty shorts. And first time you'd think booty shorts, you're like, oh my gosh, immodest. No. And I have never viewed this woman as immodesty. She wears them for ultra performance because she is an athlete. And the truth is, in CrossFit and a lot of also different sports, honestly, volleyball would be one of them. Like, your performance is better when you wear those clothes. It's a hard balance because of age and maturity and things like that. But correct me if I'm wrong, Caleb, you know who I'm talking about. She has never been viewed as immodest in your mind. And she will wear booty shorts. So, I answered that correctly.
One thing I was thinking of, along with the whole thing of like modesty is a thing of like how you carry yourself. And the other thought I had is that if you're wearing something, if I'm wearing something and in my own mind I think it's immodest, then I'm gonna carry myself in a way that's gonna be immodest. If that makes sense. Like if I'm that conscious about it, then you're gonna be like carrying yourself in that kind of way, or you're gonna be kind of like unsure yourself and like.
Oh, and on the men's side, I am the wrong person to ask as far as men modesty, because I know people are not, some women are not comfortable with men without their shirts on. I can't hardly get these two to keep their shirts on, let
So
alone
restrictive. I hate shirts.
They just, in general, well,
Can't even work out.
yeah. And I also grew up around brothers. I grew up on a farm. I don't think
A
about
lot of
it.
it's culture and
Yeah.
how you grow up and what you've been exposed to.
Like when the men at the gym take their shirts off, it's not like, oh, let's check out all the guys with their shirts off. It's like, oh, okay.
Get after it.
They're all getting ready to work out and go hard. I don't think about it. I also know women that get very uncomfortable around it. I'm just not that person, therefore I would be the wrong person to ask about that opinion, because my personal opinion, that shouldn't even be an issue.
So I know that because most people are going to ask this who are believers, how do you determine modesty to the scripture that says not causing a brother to stumble?
Oh.
That's what I was thinking too.
Like how do you
I don't have to answer. We can all talk about it.
I mean, if you have an answer, you have an answer. But like, what is your first thoughts when you come across the scripture, not causing your brother to stumble, to correlating that with modesty in general?
Probably I would go back to my first statement of the way you act, the way you dress,
Sure.
the way you choose to
Carry
put
yourself.
everything on. It is a choice, and I personally, I know when I'm making those choices of like, I know this is gonna turn some heads, and I'm okay with it.
Sure.
And that would be a conscious
Yep.
effort to
Yeah.
turn heads in a more negative,
Right.
enticing way.
Yeah.
And I think that like modesty and what you wear has to do with where you're at. So especially in CrossFit, it's known for sports bras, booty shorts, and guys with no shirts. So it's perfectly normal. You watch the CrossFit games, they're happening right now. Most athletes, that's what they're wearing. And so it's like, that's perfectly normal. Nobody even thinks about it. Nobody even says anything about it. You go to a CrossFit gym, most guys don't wear shirts. It's just, that's the culture that's been built because it's less restrictive in your workouts, your performance can increase. So I think now if you do that when you're at the YMCA or Planet Fitness, people are going to freak out and you're going to probably get yelled at because that's not the culture that they have built.
Right.
So it's not allowed. So different places let's be acceptable at different places.
Right.
You see a gal running in a sports bra on the street. Oh, she's out running. Nobody ever thinks about, oh my gosh, you know.
Yeah. And when you become a member of CrossFit Gym or whatever, like, you kind of know what you're getting into or expecting. So like, if you're starting to work out in CrossFit, like, and like you go and guys are with the shirts off or whatever, and you're like, oh, freaking out, like, you know, that's
It's a
kind
big
of
dude.
like, there he is.
Big cheese.
Look up. Yeah, CrossFit kind of it's less restrictive, it increases your performance, so I think people kind of know what to expect and what to get into, so, and yeah, you act differently around different environments, like Paul says in different chapters of the Bible, he talks about, like, when I'm with the Jews, I act like a Jew, if,
Do what the Jews do.
Do kind of their traditions and don't want to offend them. And when you're with
The Gentiles?
Gentiles, you're not going to do Jewish stuff or whatever to make them kind of feel weird. Like, and that's a balance too. You're not going to just be like, oh, I'm hanging out with sinners, so I'm just going to be like doing what they're going to do. No, we're not going that far.
Do meth?
But yeah, you're not. If you're hanging out with crack cocaine smokers, you're not going to like smoke up a joint, but. I think you know what I mean. Like, you kind of have to know and be aware of your surroundings and who you're with and the people you're with and the kind of the atmosphere and the setting and let the Holy Spirit guide you and just do what you think is right.
Right.
You may make a mistake and somebody's probably gonna get offended.
Because reality is,
and that's what are you gonna do?
the reality is, there's nowhere in the Bible where it's black and white, coming from a biblical stance on what you need to be wearing when you work out, or when you're at home, or when you're doing this, or when you're doing that. There's no for sure spot of you need to wear this at this length with this and this.
Yeah.
Therefore, it becomes a Holy Spirit guidance to where it's a personal relationship with Christ. So you need to ask Him each day, why am I wearing what I'm wearing, and is this going to glorify God?
Right.
When I'm at the gym, am I taking off my shirt so I can show off my body? Or am I taking it off because I think it's actually going to help me perform better? It's because it's freaking hot. You know, like, what is... It comes down to a heart motivate, like, your motive. Is it in a sinful state of, I'm trying to do this for me? Or is it in a glorifying state of, I want to perform better because I want to give my all to glorify God? Do I think there's believers at the CrossFit Games who are working out in sports bras and booty shorts who are glorifying God? Yeah. Do I think there's guys without their shirts on at the CrossFit Games glorifying God? Absolutely. Because they're giving it their all.
100%.
And also, the Lord also gave us as women and men, but as women with our husbands. So like Caleb wouldn't necessarily appreciate if I wore booty shorts or spandex to the gym. It would be his personal.
Speaking of feeling comfortable, I don't know. Maybe I'll get past that.
Yeah. And so therefore, though I don't really, sometimes I would really like to wear spandex because it would be extremely comfortable. I will choose not to because out of respect for him and understanding that it makes him uncomfortable, therefore that would be not all right.
We have come to that decision.
Yeah, we came to it as a couple, and he was respectful on my side as well as I was respectful on his side, and then we came together. So
I think we would all agree, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but we would all agree that it really comes down to you and the Lord, and not what anybody tries to tell you. Because people are going to try to tell you. I mean, we grew up conservative. Joel and I, and people have told us, you know, the strictest of strict of what to wear. And it changes, and there's always people going to tell you what you should be wearing and not causing somebody to stumble. But that, I think people take that out of context. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Because the fact is, you can't live your whole life trying to worry and stress about causing someone else to stumble and sin because you're not held accountable for someone else's thought life. With that thought, though, seek the Lord and what He's telling you, and if He has a conviction that He's given to you, don't compromise it.
No, do
just
not.
Because of everyone else around you or whatever. Like, just hold true to that, and it might change, you know. And it's a continuing. That's why it's a relationship. It's not just like a rule book where you boom, this is what you do the rest of your life. Like, it's a relationship, dialogue with the Lord, and just be like, you know, just relationship with Him each day. You know, talking with Him and just tell Him your struggles and what your challenges are, and just, you know, what He has for you, your changes that you need to make, where you need to kind of get better in, and where you can give a little grace to more people, different areas. So, yeah, relationship. Cool.
It's really not a black and white answer. If you're looking for one,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get it.
Dang it, that's what everyone wants. So just like tell me the.
and it's
tell me
fun
that.
discussion,
This,
honestly.
Because they
It's
want rules.
super fun discussion.
that.
Religious.
And everybody has a different point of view, and that's why I think that modesty is a journey, because even talking to my mom previous to this video, I sat down and I wanted to get her feedback on it again, and she changed her modesty boundaries for us as her daughters based on how she watched us grow up, hold ourselves, things like that. And so it was really cool to be able to visit with her, and even to watch her change her views based on her and my dad's growing together, and her relationship with the Lord changing, and her working with her granddaughters, and her being able to work with our children of just growth. So I think modesty is a journey. I think everyone is at different places in their journey, and not everybody's going to come to the same conclusion, because I guarantee there is going to be people that will be like, booty shorts, never. Sports bras, never. Sorry.
Or even shorts above the knee.
This is what I wear on a daily basis, only with a tank top, so I like it.
So the challenge of the week or the month is be before you put something on, ask the Lord, is this going to glorify God? And then make your decision.
There you go.
And
There you have it.
Jordan is growing up. Jordan, look
Yeah,
at the
he is.
camera.
This is Baby Flex.
Baby Flex, you getting a little
Look at
workout
his
in this
abs.
weekend. Past weekend.
Yeah, he's been rolling
The
now.
incline
So
bench
growth.
press.
Boom, boom. Oh, yep. He's tried bench press.
Incline
He
bench
does
press.
abs now with me.
Getting some Steve
I
Cook legs.
keep him on my legs, and we do abs together. He really loves that.
Does he have anything else to say?
Oh,
I don't think so.
Oh,
It's been about
you
that
don't
time.
have it. I'm sorry.
Thanks for tuning in. This episode is going to be up on our YouTube channel. If you haven't checked it out yet,
Flexy,
go there,
that's the word.
subscribe, like us, give us some feedback. If you like this episode, let us know. Share it with your friends if you want to.
Share,
Hopefully it
like
encourages
and
you.
subscribe.
Thanks to Hannah for being our special guest on this episode. Super awesome to have her here. This guy,
Thanks, Hannah.
myself.
Stay
Speak at you
flexy.
later next
Baby
week.
Jordan.
Flexy Friday. It's going to be another special guest possibly. Either next Friday or the coming
We're
Friday.
not telling you who.
Yeah, it's going to be a
Secret.
surprise. And let me tell you, this guy
It's gonna be
is
fire.
Is Uncle
fire.
Matt still watching?
It's going to be fire. Yeah, super awesome guest. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, like, share, follow.
Like and subscribe.
Love you guys. Have a great rest of the weekend. Woo!
They gonna be trying to show the world why. Price more than everything it ever try.